Welcome back, everyone, to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we're going to be going into Zilliqa. Let's look at what I think might happen in the short term, what I think will really happen in this coming bull run, which might be better said, bull stampede. Now, as much as we've appreciated the gains that we've had in so many things so far, we have not seen the massive fear of missing out that we will see, and this is when all your friends and family are asking you. They didn't want to hear about cryptocurrency a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, but now they're all asking you how to buy XYZ coin, how to buy Bitcoin, or how to buy Cardano, how to buy Zilliqa. And that's when you know that we're near the top of the market. And that we're not there yet. We have a ways to go before we are there. It has hit public consciousness that Elon Musk has bought Bitcoin and that Tesla is buying Bitcoin. And so a lot of people have started thinking, I should probably look into that. And they put it on like a subconscious to-do that they're not actively doing it yet, but they will. And when they do it is usually late. And this is just how human psychology works. Now, like always, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an investor myself. And I haven't been doing crypto for forever, just for 4 years. I have been a real estate investor for about 20 years. And I've had some experience with stocks and, shorts and longs on stocks and options. But really just 4 years with cryptocurrency. And so I'm just giving you my analysis and where I think things are at and where I think they might likely go. And how I inform my decisions for what I'm going to buy. As to what you do, that's really up to you. I mean, everyone has different goals. Everyone has different risk thresholds. So my risk threshold is fairly low on certain things, and it's fairly high on other things. All right, so let's get into Zilliqa. What do I see happening with it? Well, one of the first things I do is I try to get a feel for what's it done in the past. Now, Zilliqa was launched right at the top of the market, actually a little bit after a lot of the altcoins had boomed. Now, its actual token sale ended the 4th of January 2018, which is right the height of the altcoin boom, that early January. So it wasn't available for trading for a full month, but they raised $22 million. And since then, it's 33x from that price, and done some phenomenal things. However, if you had not bought it here, but then later bought it, you have done even better. So let's look at Zilliqa versus USD. So it became available on Huobi in February 2018 and absolutely skyrocketed on the 10th of May, reaching a cap of almost 24 cents. So we're only halfway there right now from its high from 2018 when it was just a promise and a prayer. At the low of the market, it was under 2 cents, and it literally retraced from its high. It lost 99% of its value coming all the way down here, and so it has climbed back halfway to the top, and I think has a long ways to run. Now, what is it probably going to do in the short term? I think a lot of what it has been doing. Takes a run, you can see it starting here. Takes a run, trades sideways. Takes a big run, trades sideways. Takes a big run, trades sideways. And so if I were to draw this out, it would look, my drawings are terrible, just warning in advance. Here's the big run, and I know I should be grabbing bars to do this, and so it probably trades somewhat sideways like this. That's what it did here, and then it traded sideways. Bam. So, essentially a bull pennant here, probably another bull pennant, and go up. So in the short term, probably I wouldn't be surprised if we come all the way in this next run up to 25, maybe even 30 cents. I think we're probably a month and a half out from that before it happens. I'll tell you why. And the reason is because things don't usually go straight to the moon, except for in that last big gas, like the bull market going absolutely crazy. And even then, there's usually a little bit of cooling off. But They don't cool off very long, and they run really, really hard. And even though these runs seem big, I mean, we're not even to the price it was at before in March of 2018. I think it has so much more room to run. You now have staking available. People can see that the sharding technology works and it's implementing well. They created a governance token related to Zilliqa that you can get as a staking reward for the next year. There's so much happening with it. There's just more tangible benefit than there was way back then. So I think we'll far exceed what it did before in dollar price. Now, as you know, when I'm evaluating things, one of the things I really keep an eye on is Bitcoin dominance. Now, I had this drawn earlier from the video I recorded before that apparently did not have sound. My apologies for the few of you who saw that before I had a chance to realize it wasn't there, and you gave me a heads up, and so I pulled that video down and am reshooting it because I had no sound on that. Alright, so we have like a head and shoulders pattern here. Now, I think likely it actually looks more like this if I were to draw this a little bit better. Do you see how it came down like this? Now, if you know what Bitcoin dominance is, great, you'll get this. If you don't know what Bitcoin dominance is, this is how dominant Bitcoin is relative to the altcoins. And so we don't have a huge history to look at because altcoins really took off with Ethereum as far as serious value and serious market cap. Prior to that, most of the altcoins were different forks of Bitcoin. Ethereum was the first one that really moved technology forward. I mean, Ethereum and XRP did in other ways in Stellar Lumen, but Ethereum was the one that introduced smart contracts. Really took cryptocurrency to, I call Ethereum cryptocurrency 2.0. And where Zilliqa is it's a third generation blockchain. So if you think about cryptocurrency 2.0, I would call Zilliqa as well as Cardano, Polkadot, and Elrond, I would call them cryptocurrency 3.0, which they solve a lot of the problems that we have with how Ethereum is now, and that Ethereum 2.0 is trying their hardest to fix. I just think it's going to be a while before they can fix it. So I think that actually Bitcoin might have some more trading sideways and then a run up. I think Zilliqa is mostly going to trade sideways during that time. So as far as dollar value, if we look at Zilliqa versus Bitcoin, I think I was drawing out some things here, but it could just kind of trade in this pattern before then breaking up again. So looking here, it could be till, I'd say, anywhere from May to July before it has another major run. Usually these pauses happen. If you look at how long this pause was, so from June all the way through November before it had a next major run. Now this time period was actually pretty short, going from right at the beginning of January, then that's where the top of this was. So it was running most of December, paused at the 1st of January, when actually a lot of other alts really took off, and especially DeFi alts. So it then traded downwards. This is not accurate, these lines I have. It traded much more downwards like a bull flag. Whoa, that was not working, but it looks actually a lot more like this. And then it broke up out of that. I don't know what this line is. So then it broke out of that, and my guess is it will trade like a bull flag again, probably retracing some of its value. And then it will have a breakout. Now, exactly how long, I don't know. It might mirror this pattern and be ready to break out by April. May not be till June or July. I do think Bitcoin is preparing to take a run soon. And that we will see, that's why it looks so weird, timeline. Okay, so I think Bitcoin is preparing to take a run, and it will be a little bit. I drew this line because I think Bitcoin will actually trade sideways and come and touch pretty close to this line before then resuming its upward trend. Now, when Bitcoin takes off, Zilliqa most likely will pause. Although what's interesting enough, the big gains that it got, I don't know if you noticed this, but the big gains that it got were during a time that Bitcoin was also taking off. So its big gains in December, that's a time that Bitcoin was running pretty hard too, which is unusual. So this is December. So the price went from roughly 18,000 all the way up to, right, through the end of December, came up to 34,000. So essentially almost doubled during that time. Zilliqa also ran up. So maybe it's not so cyclical. I think that had to do with some big news that it had. Well, let's talk about Zilliqa. Say in the short term, I think it's going to hit 25 to 30 cents. Long term, where do I think it'll hit? Isn't that everything that we're really looking at? So at the previous bull market, it hit, there we go, about 19 cents. No, it hit a total of 23 cents based on the all-time high. It's just not reflected on that chart. But we're halfway there. So really, to figure out where it might go, let's talk more about market cap. Now, right now, it's at 1.5 billion. And I've had some people disagree with me where some of these things will go. They just think it won't go as high as I think it will. I think Cardano's market cap will go to upwards of 600 billion. And I think that Zilliqa's market cap has a chance to break 100 billion. Now, is anything worth that this cycle? No. However, there's a lot of things that happen at the same time that overinflate things. And so not only is Tesla buying Bitcoin, which then gives permission for many other CEOs to buy Bitcoin without their boards being mad at them and throwing them out. So they have cover fire that, hey, Elon Musk did it, so I'm going to do it too. And their board's like, oh, yeah, you should do it because Elon Musk did it. Gives them cover fire. We'll see a lot more institutional buying, but we'll also see masses of people coming in and buying. And so not only will that drive up Bitcoin, it will massively overinflate the altcoins, especially the major blockchain projects that will hit market caps that are semi-ridiculous for this year. So just like there was an over bust last time and Zilliqa went down to 0.2 cents, there'll be an over boom and it will hit numbers it probably shouldn't, leading to a market cap of, in my opinion, over 100 billion. Now, a market cap of over 100 billion takes this to $8.25. So do I think Zilliqa will hit that? I do. I think it might even hit more than that. Do I think it'll be worth that? No, I think they're a fantastic project. This isn't talking bad about them at all. Zilliqa is something I bought when everyone was fudding it and sure it was going to disappear and that Sharding had these problems and it was never going to work, and I bought it and I did sell it as it was going up here. I haven't bought back. Not that I'm not interested in it. I've always been interested in it. It's always been one that I've liked a lot. It's just there's so many things competing for my attention and for what I can do. And so just I put that in other projects that I didn't want to sell in order to buy this at the time. So there's lots of shiny objects. It's hard to keep track of all of them. So I've always liked Zilliqa since it came out, and I've always kept an eye on it as one of my top 20 projects that I do keep an eye on. So will I be buying it in the future? Probably. If it continues to trade sideways for a while and I can see the momentum about to shift, I'd probably at least swing trade it, if not hold it. I mean, if you think about it though, going to $1 billion market cap, if it hits that, not $1 billion, $100 billion market cap, if it hits that, that's a long ways from here. That's like a 64x from where it's at, which is pretty darn good returns for a project like this. So it's not the highest returns you can get, but the risk is a lot lower than many other things that might give higher returns. Some of the things I like about it. Also, the staking rewards right now are pretty dang good. All right, so that's my thoughts on Zilliqa. If you're joining this channel, and I appreciate all those who have subscribed in the last 6 weeks. We went from 100 subscribers to over 3,000, 3.2 thousand. So thank you so much. My bigger vision with this, the reason I started the channel was to be able to grow. I guess I was been an investor a long time myself, and I was trying to reach out to some devs on some projects, and they weren't responding to me. But they were responding instantly to people who had channels of over 50,000 subscribers. So I realized I need to be able to provide content to people that's interesting and entertaining, so that I can grow a subscriber base, so that then I can reach out to the devs and have them respond to me, and even better, come on the channel and not only talk to me, but talk to you. Because a lot of times, I'm especially interested on some of the long-term projects that I like, where it doesn't seem like anything's happening on them. A lot of times things are happening below the surface. What I love about that period is usually the price is suffering and everybody's moved on to the shiny objects. And that's my favorite time to buy. But a lot of times what I want to do is confirm with the devs that things are going on, that they're not like closing the doors behind the scene, or that they're working on some things. I want to get an idea of the things that they can actually disclose, so that I get a feel for what is happening below the surface, so that I can maybe reshuffle some things from some money I have in shiny objects that are going crazy and put it into things that I think have great long-term potential that are currently slower. So every one of you who has subscribed, you're helping me towards that end goal, to not only get my questions answered, but yours, because I want to bring them on the channel and do AMAs with them. So thank you so much. And if you like the content and you hit the like button, I appreciate that, because it tells YouTube, hey, send this out to more people, because people are liking it. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you're loving the content that you get. Also, if there's a cryptocurrency that you see out there that you really, really like, here's what I need from you. I need the ticker symbol, but most importantly, and if you leave this out, don't leave this out, because I probably won't look at it. I need to know what you like about it in as much detail as you can, and there's no wrong answers there. There's a reason why you like about it. And hopefully it's a little bit deeper than my friend's mom told me about it, but it could be that. And if you give me the ticker symbol and what you like about it, and also what the market cap is, I will at least put my eyes on it, and I'll usually respond to you about it. And then if I really, really like it, I'll do a video on it. And sometimes if I absolutely hate it, I might do a video on it, just because if I think it's some kind of money sink that people would lose their money, and, you know, just my opinion. I might be right, I might be wrong. I've been right in the past, and sometimes I've even been wrong in the past. But most of the reviews I do on projects I absolutely, absolutely love. And I try to be upfront with you whether I hold it or not, and exactly what my interest level is, because like you, I'm just an investor myself. Also, I appreciate all the feedback you guys have given me as I've been growing this channel. You know, you've told me I need better thumbnails and other things. I appreciate you clicking on this, despite my graphic design skills not being there. At some point, I will hire somebody to do the thumbnails. I haven't yet, and it probably won't be for a little bit, so thank you for having some patience with me. Still a real estate investor myself. Do that full-time, trying to do this full-time as well to give you good content. I have been spending about 3 hours a day for the past 4 years studying cryptocurrency, so in some things I feel like I know what I'm talking about really well, and the market keeps evolving so much it is hard to keep track of, and so I just try to give you an idea about how deep I know about a project and if I'm still learning about it. And some of the things I've covered I don't know super well. I knew enough to buy them, and hopefully I'll be able to do more reviewing them. I mean, one of the big ones I've been interested in is a video I just did a few days ago, and I did make some additional purchases. I bought some Refinance, Orion Protocol, OpenDAO. Now, all three of those projects, I'm still doing further research to see if I even want to increase my holdings above what I got. But Orion Protocol, I did reach out to their team and their CMO, and hopefully they will respond back, because they're one I would love to bring on for an AMA. And I would like to know a lot more about their token economics. I want to know more about their token supply, because there's some conflicting information I've heard from different sources there. And I want to find out, is their token supply, I think they have it listed at 100 billion. I want to know exactly what their token supply is, as well as what mechanisms. They have some token burn mechanisms. So thank you everyone who has joined me. Zilliqa, big fan of. If you've been buying and holding Zilliqa, I do think it'll have some great returns. and I will be looking for an entry, especially if it trades sideways for a while. Thanks so much.